Can you tell me number one while I try to...
Overnight success.
Oh yes, overnight success. So this is used... Oh, here we go. This is used for companies or a person or an idea or a product that is an overnight success. Means it very quickly became popular. It was successful very quickly. When it says overnight, it of course does not literally mean one night, but it depends whether it was a couple days or a couple weeks or even a couple months. You know, that's still in relative terms is quite quick for something to go from 0 to 100 or whatever. So to have an overnight success. There was a famous pop or hip hop song called Overnight Celebrity. You might hear that used as well. If someone becomes an overnight celebrity, that is something that you can hear.
Like a sigh.
Psy, definitely. Good example of an overnight celebrity. No one knew, not in Korea, but outside of Korea, no one knew who Psy was.
Right.
And then suddenly, because of one song, very quickly, everyone knew who Psy was. Yeah. So that is an overnight celebrity. You can have an overnight success. When in this video, in our reading, she heard the one lady, many people are talking, right? The one lady says, "We did iRobot for 9 years before we started building the Roomba. It was the longest overnight success you'll ever see." So I actually searched. The Roomba is one of those. I just did a very quick search. The Roomba is one of those automatic vacuum cleaner. Yeah, it's automatic. It just goes by itself. I don't know exactly what iRobot is. It's the name of a movie, I know that. But you can assume when she says longest overnight success, she's being a little bit ironic, and a little bit of humor or irony, whatever you want to call. And she's saying, even though when they released the Roomba, it became an overnight success, but there was so much stuff before that. 9 years of planning or research and development, and they had another product. Finally, when they released the Roomba, it became quickly very popular. But it took a long time to get to that point. Number 2, inevitable. I like this word a lot. It's something that I use, and it's pretty simple. It means it's unavoidable. It will definitely happen. It is coming. You cannot change it. It is inevitable. So they are saying failure is inevitable in our reading. It is going to happen. Even if you do all your planning and even if you are perfect, there will be some element of failure. So it's always hard to think of specific examples, but you could, if it is raining outside and you don't have an umbrella and you need to go to the meeting, you're going to get wet. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You cannot change it. You cannot fight it. Number 3, move on. So this one means to move on, to go forward, to accept the situation, to move on, to go into the future. So they say, especially with failure, you need to move on. You cannot dwell upon, that might be a common way they say, you cannot dwell upon the failure. You cannot sit there every day and keep playing it over in your mind and think about the failure. Eventually, you need to move on. You need to go forward into the future. You need to put it into the past. Accept it. A lot of times this phrase, move on, is used with death. If there's a death in your family or something like that, of course you need to have your grieving period and you're sad, but eventually you need to move on. You cannot for months and years just not go to work and stuff like that. You need to move on. You need to go forward. And number 4, deal with. The way it is used here, I think it's another simple one. To deal with something means to take action, to solve a problem, to control a situation, to achieve something, to deal with it. You can use it regularly, If there is a problem at work, don't worry, I'll deal with it. A similar phrase, I will take care of it. I'll deal with it. I'll handle it. People might say that. That is another synonym. I'll handle it. I'll deal with it. I'll take care of it. Sometimes this phrase, deal with, can be used a bit aggressively by maybe your boss says, this is not my problem. You deal with it. You know, like you deal with it. It is your problem to deal with. It can be used a little bit aggressively, but not always. And the phrase could be used in another way to talking about business deals, completely different way. Like I deal with the Chinese, I deal with the Japanese, we send exports, imports to them. But in this instance, it's talking about to take action to solve a problem, to solve a situation. Those are the 4 vocabulary words. They're all relatively easy and quite common, all of them. Any questions?